Unit 14. Analysis. Social psychology tells us that bystanders in emergency situations are acting normally when they fail to respond. We would fail to respond as well. That social psychological insight makes us uncomfortable. We like to feel we would behave differently, better. The problem with bystanders, however, does not stem from defects in their character that prevent them from helping. Rather, the situation that bystanders find themselves in constrains their behavior more than we realize. For example, the more bystanders there are, the less likely any one of them will intervene. A single bystander at the scene of an emergency would usually respond, just as we hope we would. But when a number of bystanders witness an emergency, responsibility apparently diffuses among them, getting weaker. No one bystander feels enough personal responsibility to respond. Practice. Number 1. Personal branding is not something that you have to do behind the scenes. For many, it does not always feel comfortable to deliberately plan how we are going to promote ourselves and our accomplishments to others. Personal branding, however, is essential to achieving success. The key takeaway from this concept is awareness and anticipation. If you're not aware of the opportunities to brand yourself, you may not be directed to leave a favorable impression. If you cannot anticipate the opportunities that will present themselves to favorably demonstrate your brand through capability, you may not be prepared when they occur. So as you begin to think about what you want to be known for, begin to be more aware of what you want people to say about you when you are not in the room, as an effective way to guide your personal brand. Number 2. The ability to detect visual movement played an interesting role in the history of astronomy. In 1930, Clyde Tombaugh was searching the skies for a possible undiscovered planet beyond Neptune. He photographed each region of the sky twice, several days apart. Stars essentially remain unmoving in photos, while a planet moves from one photo to the next. However, how would he find a small dot that moved among all the countless unmoving dots in the sky? He put each pair of photos on a machine that would flip back and forth between one photo and the other. When he came to one pair of photos, he immediately noticed one dot moving as the machine flipped back and forth. He identified that dot as Pluto, which astronomers now list as a dwarf planet. Number 3. People are cutting down forests much faster than the rate at which forests can regrow. We need to dramatically reduce our use of wood, not just because the supply is decreasing, and not just because entire species of flora and fauna that live in forests are vanishing, but because the forest performs an important function. Forests control global warming by absorbing carbon from the atmosphere and reducing greenhouse gases. They also provide oxygen for us to breathe. There are too many trivial and short-sighted uses of wood. When a hurricane advances on a city, people board up their windows with plywood. After the storm has passed, they discard the plywood. It's ironic to think that for purposes such as these, forests are cut down that otherwise would aid in controlling such storms.